December 5th, 1945. The war was finally over. A sense of peace settled over America. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the sun shone brightly. Skies were a brilliant, clear blue. The air was warm, almost balmy for December. Palm trees swayed gently in a light breeze. It was a perfect day for flying. No hint of the terror to come, just a beautiful, ordinary afternoon. The Atlantic Ocean stretched out, vast and serene. Its surface glittered under the midday sun. Waves lapped gently against the Florida coast. Sailors and airmen felt at ease. Weather reports confirmed ideal conditions. Visibility was excellent, stretching for miles. Flight 19 consisted of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers. These were robust, powerful aircraft. Built for war, they were sturdy and reliable. Each plane carried a crew of 3 mostly, though on this day some flew with only 2. A total of 14 airmen, young men full of life and promise. They were ready for their training exercise, a flight path they had flown before. Their leader was Lieutenant Charles Carroll Taylor, an experienced combat pilot, a veteran. He had many flight hours under his belt. However, he was relatively new to Fort Lauderdale. This specific training route was not his usual. He had reportedly asked to be excused from this flight. His request was denied. Duty called. The first part of the mission seemed normal. Flight 19 reached the bombing range. They successfully dropped their practice bombs. Everything appeared to be proceeding as planned. The weather remained clear, visibility good. But then, something went terribly wrong. Around 3:45 p.m., an hour and a half after takeoff, a disturbing radio transmission was picked up. It was Lieutenant Taylor, the flight leader. His voice sounded confused, disoriented. He radioed that his compasses were malfunctioning, both of them inexplicably out of order. "I don't know where we are," he stated. "We must have gotten lost after that last turn." This was highly unusual for an experienced pilot, and for multiple, reliable aircraft instruments to fail. The control tower at Fort Lauderdale was alerted. They tried to get a fix on Flight 19's position. The radio operators on shore listened helplessly. The transmissions from Flight 19 grew more frantic. Taylor reported, "Both my compasses are out. I am trying to find Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I am over land, but it's broken. I am sure I'm in the Keys, but I don't know how far down." This was impossible. He was nowhere near the Keys. His perception of reality seemed to be warping. What could cause such profound disorientation in multiple experienced pilots simultaneously? The tower tried to guide them. They asked Taylor to turn on his emergency transmitter. This would allow them to get a better fix. For some reason, Taylor did not comply. Or perhaps he could not. His radio signals were fading in and out. Static crackled across the airwaves. His voice, when audible, was strained. The men of Flight 19 were truly alone. Section 5. Silence Falls, the Vanishing Act. As late afternoon turned into early evening, the situation grew dire. The weather, once clear, began to deteriorate. The seas grew rougher, the winds picked up. This was not a sudden, unpredicted storm, but the changing conditions added to the peril. Flight 19 was still lost, still confused. Their fuel levels were critically low. Lieutenant Taylor was heard discussing a water landing. "We'll have to ditch unless landfall is made." The last clear transmission from Flight 19 came around 6:20 p.m. It was faint, garbled, but chilling. Taylor seemed to be trying to keep his men calm, but the underlying fear was palpable. They were preparing to crash land in the rough Atlantic, in the rapidly fading light. Darkness was descending, both literally and figuratively. Section 6. Hope turns to horror, the search and another loss. Immediately, a massive search and rescue operation was launched. The Navy and Coast Guard scrambled aircraft and ships. They converged on the last known suspected area of Flight 19. The weather was now poor, hampering their efforts. High winds and rough seas made searching difficult. Darkness added another layer of challenge, but the rescuers pressed on, desperate to find any sign, any wreckage, any survivors. Hope, however slim, still flickered. They scanned the dark waters relentlessly. Among the search aircraft was a PBM Mariner flying boat. Designated Trainer 49, it carried a crew of 13 men. This large twin-engine aircraft was well equipped for search missions. It took off around 7:30 p.m. from Banana River Naval Air Station. It headed towards the last estimated position of Flight 19. Its crew was determined to find their missing comrades. They radioed in their departure and search plan. Section 7. Nature's Fury or Something More? Explaining the Unexplainable. The official Navy Board of Inquiry convened to investigate the mysterious disappearances. They sifted through the scant evidence available: the garbled radio transmissions, the weather reports, and the last known positions of the aircraft. Their initial conclusion was pilot error, a common verdict in such cases. They blamed Lieutenant Taylor for becoming disoriented and losing his way, and for leading his flight astray. This verdict was controversial, especially among fellow pilots who knew Taylor's skills. Taylor's mother fought tirelessly to clear his name, believing in her son's abilities. She argued that unknown factors must have been at play, beyond human error. The Navy later amended the finding to causes or reasons unknown, acknowledging the mystery. Many theories emerged to explain the baffling disappearances, each more intriguing than the last. The most conventional focused on violent, localized weather. Sudden squalls or waterspouts common in the area could have played a significant role. These natural phenomena could have overwhelmed the Avengers, powerful aircraft but not invincible, causing them to lose control and crash into the unforgiving sea. Disorientation due to bad weather could explain the navigation errors. The Avengers were sturdy, but not invincible against nature's fury. A powerful downdraft or extreme turbulence could have sent them plunging into the raging sea with little warning, leaving little time for distress calls or coordinated responses. Another prominent theory involves magnetic anomalies, which could have interfered with navigation instruments. The Bermuda Triangle area is one of only 2 places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align, creating potential for navigational confusion. Section 8. Echoes in the Deep, the Enduring Enigma. Years turned into decades, and the mystery of Flight 19 did not fade. The disappearance became a cornerstone of Bermuda Triangle lore, captivating imaginations worldwide. It inspired countless books, documentaries, and articles, each exploring the case from different angles. Numerous theories and speculations emerged, but no concrete answers were found. The ocean floor in the suspected area is vast and deep, making the search incredibly challenging. Strong and unpredictable currents further complicate the efforts. Finding wreckage after so much time is like searching for needles in a colossal shifting haystack. Several expeditions have scoured the depths using sophisticated sonar and underwater vehicles. Some have found wreckage of various aircraft, but none have been definitively identified as Flight 19. Hopes have been raised, only to be dashed time and again. Each failed search deepens the mystery, leaving more questions than answers. Where did those 5 Avengers go? How could they vanish so completely? The sea guards its secrets well, and the final resting place of those 14 men remains unknown. The families of the lost airmen lived with uncertainty, their hearts heavy with unanswered questions. The enduring enigma of Flight 19 continues to haunt the annals of history. The search for truth goes on, driven by the hope that one day, the ocean will reveal its secrets. Until then, the mystery of Flight 19 remains an enduring enigma. The families of the lost airmen lived with uncertainty, their hearts heavy with unanswered questions. Section 9. The Triangle's Chilling Legacy, Forever Unsolved. The vanishing of Flight 19 cemented the legend of the Bermuda Triangle, an area notorious for its mysterious disappearances. This region of the western North Atlantic Ocean has long been a hotspot for unexplained phenomena, where ships and aircraft have vanished without a trace. Flight 19 became its most famous case, a symbol of the inexplicable and the unknown. The sheer number of men and machines lost that day is staggering, a haunting reminder of the Triangle's deadly reputation. First, the 5 Avengers disappeared, followed by the mariner sent to search for them, both vanishing into thin air. It was a catastrophe of staggering proportions, leaving families and the military community in shock. And it happened in peacetime, during what was supposed to be a routine training exercise, adding to the mystery. The incident highlights the vulnerability of humans against the vast and unpredictable forces of nature. Even with our advanced technology and rigorous training, we are still subject to forces we may not fully understand or control. The ocean is a vast, untamed wilderness, full of secrets and dangers lurking beneath its surface. The sky above it can be equally treacherous, with sudden storms and unpredictable weather patterns. When things go wrong at sea, they can go wrong catastrophically, often leaving no time for rescue or recovery. Leaving no trace, no clues, just an eerie silence and a void that haunts those left behind. Just an aching void and unanswered questions that linger in the minds of those who seek the truth. The story of Flight 19 serves as a chilling cautionary tale for all who venture into these enigmatic waters, a reminder of the ocean's power and mystery. Despite countless investigations and numerous theories, the fate of Flight 19 remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries, forever unsolved.